Okay, good afternoon, it's 2:00. Do we have Chuck showing up? Oh, okay. Hey there. So we'll call this meeting to order. No, we're gonna take it slow. Tuesday, September 7. This is the Plant and Equipment Committee, regular agenda. Let's see if there's any public comments coming in. No comments? Okay. First item is, we got some extra stuff on the agenda today. Pacific Hydrotech Corporation, acceptance of contract work. Is that yours, Renee?
This item, though, unfortunately, is going to be moved to next month, so.
Okay.
They did not finish, they were out here Friday to finish up some punch list items. One of them was not finished to our satisfaction, so they are not quite ready yet.
What was the work they were doing?
They had to put some insulation on a backflow device, and then there's some little bit of touch-up paint that needs to be done. They did fix, we hope, knock on wood, the vent fan there, but it seems to be working now. So we just want to make sure they're done with everything. And because of that, Krieger Stewart has not prepared the acceptance of contract work yet, so.
But the pump is running.
Oh, yeah, their well is running. It's just minor stuff until we can say they're done. Yeah.
Okay. Item number 4, Wasson Roofing.
A memo in your packet there. So Mawson Roofing has completed their work up at the booster building at the C-Zone tank site. The original contract amount was $48,977. We had a couple change orders. The first one was to give them additional time because of material delays. Change order number 2, which I'm supposed to get back signed today. There was a reduction in the contract amount because there was an item that did not need to be done. That was in their original contract, and that was filling some of the cells in the walls with concrete that did not need to be done, so we got a reduction of $1,344. So that leaves the final contract amount is $47,633. So I do have, oh shoot, I'm gonna have to update this for the board meeting. I have the retention is not correct. It's actually $2,000 and something, but nevertheless, whatever we're holding, once the board accepts it, we'll file notice of completion and then make final payment, so. No, it's a little over $2,000. I got the number wrong on here. I need to redo this for the board meeting, for the board packet, so. They didn't use any subs or anything, and so I haven't received any preliminary notices, stop notices, any of that stuff, so.
Okay. Thank
So
you
we're
for
just
that.
looking for a recommendation to accept their work.
Okay. Questions? Buick School water improvements.
You do have to make a recommendation, unless you don't want to.
I'm sorry, I missed that.
Recommendation for acceptance, that the board accept the contract work? That's what we're looking for from the committee.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. So to make sure. Okay, so the Viewig, I'm calling it the Viewig Adult Education Center because that is the actual name on the plans, but it is for what's being used now as Richmond Elementary School. Back there behind where the old Kmart was. Yeah. So they have an issue. They are served, their domestic water currently is from the Navy, and they had an issue with the fire suppression water not being, they can't get enough pressure there for their system. So they were able to get some money, the school district was, to get fire service from us. So they did install a fire line off Chelsea, and that work has been done. They've also put in for future connection for domestic. They're not doing that at this time because there are connection fees and stuff that have to be paid for that. And they don't have the money for that yet. So they do have water from us though now for fire, and the cost of that, the facilities there that are going to be dedicated to the district was $9,385, and it was installed by J. Noble Benz Plumbing. And it's all complete to district specs.
I haven't been over that area of town for a long time. I didn't realize it was accessible from Ridgecrest, so it's not part inside the base boundaries anymore.
It is officially on Navy property, but you can access it, yeah, right off of the Chelsea there.
They're right behind Kmart, old Kmart.
Okay.
So we're looking for a recommendation to dedicate the water system improvements.
I'll make a recommendation to go ahead and approve the fire line for that J. Noble Benz Plumbing Company installed.
I'll second that. 12:33 status.
All right, have to excuse my voice, has been doing some weird things today, I don't know, so hopefully it's not a moment of things to come. Well 33, we went ahead and had Best Drilling and Pump come out and pull the well. So they finished that work last Thursday, got all the column, tube, and shaft out and the pump and hauled off. So we're waiting right now for them to schedule a video of the well. If we don't see anything obvious, then we're probably going to have another company come out that can video, if we can put a temporary pump in, and then we can video while we're pumping water to see if that gives us an idea of where the intrusion is coming. If we get gravel pack and sand intrusion in that well, so hopefully it's something that's obvious that we can see, but sometimes it always isn't. We had the issue once at well 18, ended up coming from a spot we probably never would have found if we hadn't been able to chase it up and with a camera and find it. So we'll see what happens. So but right now that well is offline and all the equipment's been pulled out of it.
Have they, or have we done any forensics, like looking at the pump rates and things before the failure and any anomalies in the water flow? And
Yeah, we monitor the pump rate monthly, do an average, and there wasn't a significant drop off. It's been steadily dropping over time, but not a significant one to indicate like this is going to fail at any moment.
So that's just an update for you.
okay, thank you.
Post-earthquake, not sure if we'll change the name of this in the future because we don't have any more Cal OES reimbursement items once the roofing work now has been accepted, and we've submitted that to Cal OES. I'm just waiting for their final sign-off on that, and then it's going to be submitted to them for payment. So we've done our part on our end. The other items we've been giving you updates on in regards to this are the tanks. We do have those 2 tanks that were damaged during the earthquakes, and we're also putting in 2 new tanks. So we have 4 total we're going to be going out to bid on. We did get Friday 95% plans to review for the additional tank at the Gateway site and at C-Zone. We should soon get ones for the D-Zone and for the college. And we also got some CEQA documents to review. So that's coming along. And then the booster station is the other one that we're putting in. And we have looked at 95% plans and specs. And that is scheduled to go out to bid by October. Right now we're trying to get SCE to get their plan done. There's been a delay on that. Unfortunately, it sat on somebody's desk who no longer works there for about 5 weeks and nothing was done, which is unfortunate. So then they're telling us it's going to take 12 more weeks. And we're like, no, it's not our fault that you assigned it to someone who then left, this has got to get done. So we're trying to get that pushed along. And then we also have some new communication towers we wanted to bundle in with this project. And we're working on getting the foundation design done for those 2. So Those are the couple things we're waiting on right now to get that finished.
Before we move on to the SCADA, I've received a couple of questions from the public about the failure of 33 and its impact on our ability to deliver water, and I've basically told them, well, 35 came online. So we're okay there, right?
Yep.
But if 33 was functional, would we be sharing the load? Would we be running both?
Not
But
necessarily.
maybe half capacities, or what's the plan for how we use those two wells?
Well, the wells either are on or off. There's no half capacity. So we stagger their pumping. So it could be 18 and 33 on, or 18 and 35, 33 and 35, or 34 usually by itself is how we run them.
Okay. And that's like switched every few days or every couple of
Usually
days?
every month, just so we can get sampling done.
Okay. Thank you. Item 8, SCADA update.
We're still going through the SATs, the site acceptance test for the arsenic plant number 1 and well 35. And as much as we hoped that it'd be a smooth process, considering this is just a reiteration of the other plant with just some nomenclature differences, we still find errors in the documents that we have to send back to ATSI, and they make the corrections, and then we got to go through the document again just to make sure everything was done properly. Once that's done, we can begin the actual testing of everything. So 11, 13, and 35 are pretty much done as far as the SAT goes. And we have arsenic plant 1 still to do, though something came up today as far as some alarming on a couple of the wells that we're checking into to see if maybe an earlier version was installed or somebody changed a setting on it. But that's where we are. We are at the finish line. You know, we see it. I'm hoping that we can get it done in the next few days.
Awesome, thank you. Item 9, arson treatment plants.
They are currently fully operational. I reached out to PureFlow for a new quote on the underdrain, the stainless steel underdrain system. He is working on getting an itemized quote to me that I can see how much the support media is, how much it costs for each drain, so that we can get a better understanding of what we can get done in the budgeted amount. That's where we are currently.
Do we still have a warranty issue, or?
Well, the warranty was over a long time ago, but we definitely still have an issue where media is getting through the underdrain and into the effluent tank. And it's something that we clear out on an annual basis when they're offline. So looking at the system with the wire wrap and the stainless steel and the size of the openings, it really would limit the amount of media we're getting in the effluent.
Solar production. 2-page agenda this time.
Caught me off guard. All right, so this is July and August. We had a guaranteed savings of $97,150. Actual came in below that at $90,335. Due to we had a couple of strings down for probably a month and a half, huh?
4
4 months?
No, 4 strings.
4 strings down, so that dramatically reduced the solar.
We had 3 strings with blown fuse and 1 string with no fuse. So not a lot of production.
So that's where we stand for the current year.
So when does the shortfall between the guarantee and the actuals get settled? Is that an annual adjustment? or
No, that's at the end of the contract.
At the end of the contract?
Yeah.
Okay, right, we can see.
I don't know if you had a chance to read the weekly update, but we did inquire, and they inquired why it took them so long to realize the shortfall. And their response was that they did notice it, that's why they sent that subcontractor out. But it still doesn't make sense. It seems like, that went on for more than a couple months, and that they would have noticed right away. It seemed like they would have responded right away. So I'm not sure their response was satisfactory.
That was the reason why I questioned the string inverter versus the in-phase inverter. You already know that. So, I do have a question though, for Renee. On the Swanson thing, is that the total amount of work that they actually did?
No, that
Okay.
is the amount of work that is dedicated to the district. Anything behind that detector check belongs to
Belongs to
them.
them?
Yep,
Okay, I was gonna say that, there was a
Yep.
lot more work than that.
yes. But that was done on Navy property. They at first thought that they could get an easement dedicated to the district, for that, so that we'd be responsible for it all the way up, to the school. But then they realized that getting that is, like an act of Congress, so that just wasn't gonna happen quickly. So they decided to do it that way. It's kind of like a master meter situation.
Okay, next item, future agenda items. Anything? Nope, okay.
No, I
Guess we'll
don't
just-
think so.
Guess we'll just do another status update like we did this week.
If we, I do have some, if we do have any additional solar panels put in, I would like to see them use the microinverters though. Then you'd never have this problem at all.
And those would just be installed on the new,
That's my suggestion. I don't know if we got any more coming up or not, but, I mean, that way, your
Wow.
computers will report to you immediately if you got even one panel that's not producing. But we got 4 strings that aren't producing, which as you see was quite a bit of power loss
yeah.
for us, so.
Yeah, my home system, I get a call from the guys that installed it. They
Mm-hmm.
monitor regularly, they get a little flag when they see production reduction, and boom, they're out there.
Yeah, that's what we need to do.
Is there anything in the contract that, if they're violating by not servicing the system more frequently?
No, I don't think there's anything contractually that they're violating.
It's just at
Could-
the end of the contract, they may not have produced what they guaranteed.
They're
I'm
eating,
speculating here, but it could be they have such a huge credit, maybe they weren't too concerned about it the last couple of months.
I
But
don't,
they do monitor it in Overland Park, and I can't believe that they didn't notice the
no,
drop out.
in the email that Renee got, I think they said they noticed and they sent it out to the field, right? And they didn't get a response.
That's what he originally said, but he was gonna try to confirm that. Yeah, and I don't think even this morning, I don't think they've still been able to confirm that. They're still trying to discuss the procedure with the maintenance people,
Sounds
what-
like a communication error on there.
what's happening, when do they get called out, and et cetera, that kind of stuff, so. They're still working on finding out where the breakdown was and getting out here sooner.
Maybe a good suggestion is that they have an automatic response to let us know, and then we can, get somebody out, yeah.
We
I don't
shouldn't,
have anything
shouldn't have to do that, no.
Okay.
I should mention future agenda will be that, the item Pacific Hydrotech, that should be on next month's agenda, so.
What's that?
The one that we had to move to next month, so,
Oh, hydrotech.
yeah, well 35's acceptance of contract work.
Okay. Meeting called at 2:20, and thank you for all your help.